Hello, everybody. Oh, my mic. Ah. Okay. Hello, everybody. Uh, okay. So, all you Chiefs fans, are you showing up tonight? Y'all telling me I was crazy for picking the Eagles? You can hear. You can all hear me. Get a Blue Lagoon in there. What's up, Vadim? What's up, Joseph? I wonder how many of the people that picked the Chiefs are going to show up tonight. All the ones that told me I was crazy. You can hear me okay, you guys? Oh, okay. Y'all told me I was crazy. I told you they had like 60% chance of winning, and they blew them out. I don't think the refs would have mattered in a game that wasn't close. So, that's my personal opinion. I have to hang on. Put the number up if someone wants to call in tonight. You can join the broadcast if you give me your email. I didn't watch the halftime show. I was like cleaning up in the kitchen from the pot roast I cooked and stuff. I don't like whatever his name is, Lamar, whatever. I glanced over during in between. And I thought it was boring as anything. I saw a little bit of dancing by what was it? What's her name? Serena Williams did some dancing. That was better than the performer. Hang on, let me put the phone number up here, right, and pin it. Let me just see. I'm used to the other thing. Comments. Let's see how we can pin up here. Okay. Private chat. Hang on a second. It's got to be. I'm used to doing it on the other thing. Yeah, I saw him in the open up for the Grammys about a half a dozen years ago. I thought his opening number was the worst opening number I ever saw in Grammy history. It was just boring. It seemed like a train wreck. So I didn't have any expectation that it was going to be any good. Not really a dancer. He's not that good a singer, but he's popular. So I don't know. So, anyways, okay. All you guys told me that was illogical. Didn't know what I was talking about. Look like you couldn't bet. I shouldn't bet against Mahomes. No, yeah. Okay. Where is Mark? Mark, what's his name? Who told me Philly didn't stand a chance? I remember him specifically because he's got the same first name as me. Uh-huh. Yeah, you can say whatever you want. You guys were so sure I shouldn't bet against Mahomes. Yeah, Rob's in Japanese prison. I couldn't get him out. The bail was too high. He's working tonight. He said I don't think he has next week's schedule yet. I think he gets it tonight. So I hopefully he'll be here next Monday. I have to send hang on. I have to send a message to AK Nation. He's with his family tonight. He might call in, but I got to send him an invite right now anyway. So give me 1 second. I got to do one thing on this email. I got to send an email out. I got 2-second email. Okay. AKINTUN. No. All right, I'm back. So Mark didn't show up. AK, yeah, his name's Ak. I call him AK because that's what I thought it was at first. Internally sabotaging. What are they talking? I have no idea what you're talking about. Someone Fever and internally sabotaging. Where do people come up with these theories? They're internally sabotaging. What is the proof, or what activities are they doing that they're sabotaging? I don't understand. The Fever just built up a team that should win a championship, and they're internally sabotaging. What? Remember, 50% of the people are below average IQ by definition, or at least 49.9%. So I don't know what to say. I have no idea they're talking about. Sabotaging what? I thought they called the commissioner to rig the team. Why don't they just put Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, and Afisa Collar on the Fever too? Oh yeah, I've got this written down for you guys too. YouTube. So, anyways, I think the Fever, they got rid of Katie Lou Samuelson today too, and I think how good a deal it was. It depends on how much money they have to give her and how much goes against the cap still. Where's Rob? Rob is at work. So my understanding is the 188,000 that they owed her doesn't go against the cap anymore, except some of it may go against the cap. It's very confusing. They said if they pay her, it's unclear to me whether the whole 182,000 or just the difference between that and how much they pay her goes against the cap, and whether or not she signs with someone else. But it obviously she had to agree to it. or they could never get rid of that salary of hers, which was killing them because she wasn't going to get any playing time. Oh no! I noticed his comment. I wasn't sure exactly what he was implying. I couldn't. So I just boom. Maybe I should have said, "What do you mean by that?" Let me look at the comment again. I know what comment you're talking about. She's talking to 4 other teams. That's what they said, which is why she agreed to the buyout, because she figured one of those 4 teams will pick her up. Yeah, I looked it up and ChatGPT gave me an answer, but it didn't give me a clear answer. What happens if they pay her part of her salary? The 182, they're not, the 182 or 188 total, whatever it is not going to go totally against their cap anymore. Whether it's going to be all forgiven or just some of it, I am not sure. Mick will make 8 videos about it and not draw a very accurate conclusion from it. I'll wait till I get an answer for sure. I tried to get an answer when I Googled it, and I couldn't get a definite answer. And it's not clear how much money they're paying her besides the 188 buyout. Yeah, but there's 2 numbers involved. There's the number they pay her, because it's my understanding they're paying her some money underneath the 188, and then how much the other team pays her. So I don't know. I'm going to have to do some more research on that. I was still editing videos this afternoon. So there's 3 new videos up, by the way. Check them out. Let's see how they're doing. We're dead right now because we didn't put videos up for a while. So now we're like going to get, our videos aren't going to do as well. So let me just see how the videos are doing. Let's see how the videos are doing. Oh, not very many views. All right, you guys got to watch the videos. They went up this afternoon. Joseph, I am not convinced they were ever over the cap. According to the source I read, who have it rolling, they were 40,000 over the cap. I mean, under the cap. Mick kept saying they're over the cap, but I found no evidence on the internet that they're over the cap. So can you show me where they're over the cap? Because I found they were 40,000 under the cap. So I don't know where that 11 players comes from, unless the figure about 40,000 under the cap is incorrect. I can't find that they're over the cap. Mick says that. I think he makes that up just so he can make 8 videos about it. I couldn't find it on the internet. A chart. I can show you the chart. I can bring it up on the screen. In fact, I think I saved it. Let me show you. Hang on. Okay. Hang on. This time I saved it. NBA 2025 WNBA salary cap tracker. Leave the site. I don't want to leave the site. Cancel. Can I? I got to go to another tab to do that. Hang on a second. That's what I got to do. Okay. I was still in the same tab. I have to go open up a new tab to do that. Hang on a second. I have the tracker for you. Listen, I'm open to being wrong. I'm just saying I cannot find anything that says they were ever over the cap. And I'll show you. This is what, I don't think this has changed since the Katie Lou Samuelson deal went through. But let me show you what I'm talking about. And then you can tell me, this is supposedly up to date. So hang on a second. All right. Preset. Share screen. Share screen. Okay. You see down here? This is the Indiana fever. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this on the screen? Yes? No? Well, it's not always that easy because sometimes there's some kind of exemptions going on and stuff like that. So I don't know. Anyways, I can see that they're 42,000 under on this tracker. I don't know if it's accurate. Right here, this number right here, 42. See, I got the arrow here, 42,419. They're under the cap. These are all cap space. That means they're under the cap. Too small? No, I can read it, but okay. I did. I get it, Basil. You're funny. I didn't think you'd show up today after you told me I was illogical picking on the Eagles today. All right. Okay. What I'll do is I will raise it bigger, but then you won't be able to see the fever. Let's see. Oh, what happened to that? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it changed. No. Oh, no, it didn't. Here it is. There's the fever right there. There's the fever, 42,019. This is before Katie Lou Samuelson buyout. Oh, was it Vadim that said that? One of you guys said that. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, I picked the Bills to make the Super Bowl. And maybe if they got that first down, which I don't know, I kind of thought they had it, but. Oh wait, I'll look it up. I have it on the video. Let me see what I go. A live show from 2 weeks ago. Okay, I'm sorry, it was Bobby you that said that. All right, but anyways, so here we go. All right, so 141. I'm not sure. I am not sure. First of all, when I looked up the cap, the 188 they're no longer responsible for it, but I'm not sure if they're not responsible for the whole amount or not. Because she supposedly in the buyout is going to get some of that 188. And then also she's going to be signed to another team. And I haven't figured out how they're going to, that 188 is going to be just partially excused. Well, it's going to be partially excused at least. I don't know if it's 100% confused. When I got an answer from ChatGPT, it wasn't clear. So anyways, I don't want to say one way or another for sure because I read mixed signals on the internet sometimes, and I don't like giving false information. So this is our live show from 2 weeks ago. Whoops. Oh, wait a minute. Here's our live show from 2 weeks ago. And let's see what was said. I'm picking the Eagles to win. So I'm telling you right now. All right. Let's see. Just in case there's any question on who I chose, I put it on the air there. And the best quarterback of all time. Is she the only white player on the team? Kansas City could easily win. If you pick, let's say you're a Tom Brady fan and you go, oh, don't bet against Tom Brady. I go, yeah, bet against Tom Brady. Just know when to bet against him, when to predict against him. Same thing with Mahomes. You don't just, if you bet on him every time, instead of betting on him most of the time, guess what? You'll come out right more often, as long as you know when not to bet against him or predict against him. So my logic is very solid. The Eagles are on a roll, and sometimes Mahomes is going to lose a big game, and that's what I'm predicting him. Okay, so this was my response when you guys told me don't bet against Holmes and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, so in 2 weeks you can tell me I'm wrong if Kansas City wins. If you're not, guess what? I'm going to remind you, all you guys, about this 85%. Yeah, she gave her a rose last night. Big deal. Big deal. After she stiffed her for like 3 minutes in one game. All right. So my point was that in big games with Mahomes and this is the wrong notepad. With Mahomes and Tom Brady, they're about 70% in really big games called AFC championships and Super Bowls. Mahomes is right now is only 8-4. He's only 67%, but he was 70 going to that game. And Brady is 70%, 17-7 in Super Bowls and championship games. So to say to never bet against him when they're only winning 70% of those games instead of like 95% of the games, that's silly. And that's what I said, and that's why I'm picking the Eagles, because they were the better team. And they were playing better at the end of the year. And they were going to control the defensive and offensive line, which they did. They had a running back to hold the lead if they needed to, although they didn't have to do anything in this game. And they could also put pressure on them without blitzing, which was huge, because that keeps Mahomes in the pocket. Yeah, if they had 40,000 before, they may have, 228,000 now or 230,000 now because they had like 42,000 before. But I'm not sure they get that whole 188. That's what I can't get a straight answer on the internet. But yeah, I don't know what happened to the Chiefs other than the fact that they were just controlled the offensive and defensive line by the Eagles, and I think the Chiefs were surprised by how much they were getting dominated there in the lines. Mahomes was due for a bad game. He was so impressive in playoffs before this. He was 17-3 in the playoffs, and he was he had like 43 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions going into this game in the playoffs, which is like a 5.4 ratio or something like that. It wasn't going to hold up for his whole career. It just doesn't happen. So, anyways, I have another thing to play for you guys. Since you guys keep telling me I said something I didn't say. I will play it for you. Oh, here it is. 4230. Did you guys even watch the second half? Okay. Yeah, I don't think they were over the cap before they got rid of K. Lou Samuelson either. Mick kept saying he was, and he did 12 videos about it. But I just put up a chart a minute ago if you weren't here, and according to the what's it called, WNBA salary cap sport track, they're 42,000 under the cap before they got rid of Katie Lou Samuelson. So I have no idea where he was getting that information. I think he just made it up so he could make up videos to do. So I couldn't find it on the internet because I searched it. So he's wrong about a lot of things. So that wouldn't surprise me. He gets good information a lot of times. But let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I need, preset. Share screen. So, let's hear it. You ready? Okay. You won't like what you hear. Why is it not? Wait, why is it not playing? Oh shit. Okay, and I gotta stop. I gotta start it over again. Hang on a second. Oh man, I had it all queued up and then the volume didn't come on.
Oh yeah, of course, Basil. Yeah, of course, Basil. I've been to, I live in California. Yeah, definitely. She wouldn't stand out at all on the beach. Definitely, you're right about that.
Angel Reese?
No, not if she was in California, down in Venice.
I've been there. I lived in Southern California. Her body would stand out anywhere, Rob. It's insane for you guys to think that. She's got almost a perfect body.
Oh, I like her body. Oh, Hollywood, Florida, he said.
Doesn't matter where you're at. She's almost a perfect body. It doesn't matter what planet. As long as you're on this planet, her body's like a 9.5. Her face is like a 5 to me.
Basil's starting off again. Basil, you're crazy.
Yeah, I'm talking about Angel's body right now. Caitlin Clark's body's average. Her face is
No,
marginally.
we're talking about Angel.
Yeah.
Bezos got a response for you though. Yeah, Shamika. It has to be a black woman.
All right. It's not your type of body, but that her body's like a 9.5 in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think she's perfect body, Mark. I don't know about
I didn't say she had a perfect body. It's just she had almost a perfect body. It's a 9 point. It's a 9.5. 10 is a perfect body. I actually like a slightly smaller butt than what she has, but I don't get. I didn't say perfect body. I said almost a perfect body. I said 9.5. If she had a perfect body, it should be a 10. Her face is a 5. So.
All right, I got it, Bezos.
All right, 9 point. You think she's a 1? Her body's a 1. Okay, you guys are from another planet. Sorry.
This is 1. Nobody says
9.5 out of 100. That's a 1. That's a 1 out of 10. He said 9.5 out of 100, maybe. That's saying she's got a 1. That's insane. How would you guys rate your own bodies? If you're going to give her a 1, I can't wait to see what number you give yourself.
Max. Yeah, I know, Bobby.
Okay. So you guys kept saying I said perfect body when it's quite clear 4 times I said almost perfect body. And you can disagree with whether you think she has a great body, but quit telling me I said something I didn't say. That's all I want to say. You guys like women that have nothing up top. So what can I say? I have different taste than you. You know, as Bobby told me I was illogical for choosing the Eagles when I was talking about betting against Mahomes. And I played my reasoning for why you should bet against Mahomes and Brady, because they only win 70% of the time in these really big games. They don't win 100% of the time. So you just have to figure out when to bet against them, which is yesterday. Okay. I have a feeling you guys know I said what I said was correct, but you kept trying to tease me about it anyways. I was 100% sure. You guys all owe a donation to the channel. That's what you agreed on last week when I said I'm going to come back and play this. Anyways, I'll get rid of this. Investigate further. There's nothing but to say. That was the first time the conversation came up. You can go and look all you want. You got all year if you want. I know what I said. I was 100% correct. It's okay. So this subject is closed. You guys owe me an apology and a donation to the channel. And I'm getting my second cup of tea. I'm warming up. The timestamp on the video? The video, well, okay, I'll give you the date and the timestamp. You ready? It was December 16th. And this conversation started at 42:30. It's not that big a deal, except you guys were relentless. Kept saying I said something I didn't say, and you brought it up every week. I was just tired of hearing about it, so I wanted to shut you up because I didn't want to hear it every week. If you brought it up one time as a joke, fine, but you guys brought it up every week, so that's why I decided to go find it so I could tell you that you kept thinking I was just denying something I said when I had said it. That's what I was did it. Rob sounded like insane to say that you wouldn't notice Angel Reese's body at a beach. That's insane. I lived in California for 2 years. I've lived in Brazil. You would notice any good body at these beaches. It doesn't matter. The bodies aren't that great at these beaches. They're just regular women that are better looking than the typical beaches. What about Kate Martin? Kate Martin's girlfriend's body. You would notice that at the beach. I saw a photo of her on Instagram. OJ is a murderer. I agree with that. OJ killed 2 people, got away with it. There's no question in my mind about that. I mean, 99.99% sure. Bobby keeps telling me I said something I didn't say either when I know it's on videotape that I didn't. But where did Bobby go? Is he still here? Yeah. Anyways, all right, where's the edit? Can I edit comments here? Hang on a second. Oh no, that's not it. I can do things on here. I have to figure out here. Let me go see it. Media assets, comments, banners, media assets must be under here. She's not fat. Her butt's a little big, but you could tighten it up a little bit. It's not fat. It's insane fat. My God. I've seen her in outfits where you can see her stomach. Oh my gosh, I figured this out before. Bobby, you. It's a little. It could be a little tighter and a little smaller. I like smaller, rounder, a little tighter, but it's still nice. Anyways, I don't know why I keep talking about women's bodies. And then women that come to the show think it's inappropriate. I try to avoid the subject. You guys keep bringing it up. See, Joseph saying Kate's girlfriend. I don't know if the body's perfect because I only saw her from the front, but it's an Instagram photo, and she looked unbelievable to me in the photo. She's like, hey, Kate Martin isn't exactly, great looking, but her girlfriend is. You're not going to tie me down into saying perfect body about Kate's girlfriend because I haven't even seen her other than one photo from the front. Yeah, you guys like skinnier, less shapely bodies than I do, apparently. Like if you look at Cameron Brink up top and Angel up top, it's night and day to me. That's me. Hey, Mark, I thought Eagles didn't have a chance. I didn't think you'd show up tonight. They're always good at driving cars. Yeah. Angel's personality is like a 1 or a 2. Her face is a 5. In the 1v1 tourney, what is that? What's the 1v1 tourney? You're glad they won? You said they had no chance. You didn't say the Chiefs are going to win. Yeah, okay, that's fine. It's a fine. I have no problem with that kind of prediction. But to say the Eagles had no chance when they were the better team seems silly to me. That's what I'm saying. I thought the Eagles had a 55 to 67% chance of winning. I think ESPN did a simulation, and New York Times did too, and they both came out to like 55% chance of winning. I didn't think they should have been favored. I think the Eagles should have been favored, not Kansas City. I figured the Eagles would be up by like 10 or 11, and Mahomes would score a touchdown near the end, and they'd win by like 3. But I was wrong. They crushed them. My friends who were Eagles fans and live in Philly, they predicted the Eagles to win by like 11 points. So I give them credit for that, because that's more of an indication of a shutout, because you could be up by 18 and they could score a touchdown at the end. There are now 56 sexes. I heard 112 different sexes now. One-on-one tournament. I think you got to do it by height, though, the one-on-one tournament. Like 3 different height things, like 6'10" and up, 6'9" to 6'5", 4 or something like that, or 6'5". I think you have to do it by height. So if a 5'6" person wins that one-on-one tournament in Unrivaled League, I'll be shocked. Yeah, I never thought Caitlin Clark should play in the Unrivaled League. I thought that she could get injured. And also, I think the solution isn't Unrivaled League. I think the solution is to lengthen their season and to stop fighting Caitlin Clark and enjoy the ride of Caitlin Clark helping you make more money. And then you could just play one longer season than you're playing right now, making more money per year for 2 reasons. 1, because Caitlin Clark is helping you make money, and 2, because you're playing more games, so you have more revenue. I think that's the solution to the WNBA having to play, additional times either over in Europe or anything like that. So, like, for instance, they went to 44 games. Yeah, get it up to 60 games. Get up to 60. Who cares about overlaps with other sports? Just play the 60 games. That's what I would do. I don't think you should play 82. I think the NBA is finding out that's too many games for these athletes' bodies right now. They put too much stress on their bodies. I think they need to go down to 72 games in the NBA. And I think they need to play more games in the WNBA. Why 60 games isn't too much if they don't have to play in the off season? The NBA plays and the NHL play 82 games. Why can't the women play 60 games? No, Basil, you're assuming they're not going to make money in the future. I'm assuming they will make money in the future because of the influx of Caitlin Clark fans and Caitlin Clark being in the league for, say, the next 15 years. So, yeah, if they don't make money, of course, I understand that. But I don't think that's the case. I think they can make money now that Caitlin Clark is in the league and will become popular. But why would 60 games be too much? You play 60 games, but don't have to play in the offseason in Europe or in the Unrivaled League. They're already playing. How many games are they playing in the Unrivaled League this year? Does anyone know how many of the games they play over in Europe? Don't they play another 30, 40 games there? That's more than that's going to be fewer games than they're playing right now, 60 games. I don't understand why you think 60 games is too much. Sorry. But you have to give me a reason why 60 games is too many. They're playing more than that now between the 2 seasons that they have. That's not too many games. That's just right. I had to warm up my tea. Anyway, someone's texting me. Why? Okay, hang on a second. I think that the NBA, I think the men that play right now, as opposed to say the men in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, they play at a faster, more harder pace because their bodies are bigger and they're moving quicker. And I think that puts more stress on their tendons and ligaments and bones and everything else. And I think that's why their bodies breaks down more easily than they did in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, because the athletes are better, bigger, stronger, and faster. And that's why I think 82 games is too much. And they should lower it to 72 games. And they're going to not lose any money in television, which is 3/4 of where they make their money. They're only going to lose 5 home games. Big deal. They may have took more shots, but it wasn't always faster. They took more shots. They put up shots and they didn't even pass the ball around. These guys, when they break towards the basket, though, they are breaking with more centripetal force on their bodies. Like that's other than, I know he's overweight, but that's what Zion Williamson's part of his problem is he's so powerful and fast. He puts a lot of pressure on his body when he accelerates and pushes off. Now, of course, if he was 30 pounds heavier, it'd be better, or 40, 50 pounds heavier. I mean, lighter. But I think they're putting more wear on their bodies because of today's modern athletes are faster and stronger, especially stronger. So they're when they push off, they're pushing off with more force. I don't know. It makes sense to me logically. You can explain to me why I'm wrong, but it's not so much the speed as the pressure and the force that they're doing when they push off and they drive to the basket or they jump. That's what I think. I don't think these guys are just that much wimpier than the guys, before. Now, they started becoming pretty athletic in the 80s. But before that, they weren't playing at that speed or with that kind of force. I think that has something to do with. I don't think it's one reason why they're having problems with these players playing all the time. But I think there is something to the fact that their bodies are breaking down more than they did, and more than they would have in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure the guaranteed contracts gives them less incentive and things of that nature. But even if it didn't, you don't need 82 games. Isn't 72 games enough for you? Isn't 72 games enough? Now the games mean a little bit more. They don't have to play back-to-backs. I don't know. If you think about it, if I'm not mistaken, about 3/4 of the revenue that they get is from TV contracts. Their TV contracts won't change. The length of the season will be identical. It's the same number of weeks. You're just putting 72 games in there instead of 82. And then all you lose is 5 home games. So the players take a 2% decrease in their salary. Whatever, it's 25%. Let's say revenue is 25% outside TV. You're going to lose 1/8 of that, right? That's 3%. So they take a 3% decrease in their salaries to play 10 fewer games, maybe 5%. Right, Element Gold. That's exactly what I'm saying. The pressure the athletes put on their body exceeds the additional strength they have. But it's not just the muscle strength; it's the bones, it's the tendons. You can build up muscles to make them stronger, but tendons and bones you can't do that. and ligaments. That's what the problems are. I'm not saying that's the only reason. I'm not saying that your guys' other theories about the contracts and everything else and the motivation isn't part of the problem. I'm saying I think there's probably something to it physically. And that's why I think it's insane that they want the NFL players to play 18 games when 16 was just fine. These guys are ramming up against each other at more force than they did in the 50s for sure. Yeah, the NBA, it's too much threes. It's just too many threes. I only watched the playoffs. Well, if they got touched more, that would make them more injuries. So maybe it's a good thing they don't get touched. Yeah. Well, the fewer games you have, the more meaningful the games become. And travel and flop. Oh, they travel way too much. It was nice to see Mahomes didn't get any roughing the passer calls or any. He didn't try to flop to get him in any either or slide too late yesterday because he did that 2 weeks. He didn't do it so much against the Bills, but he did it against Houston. Yeah, that's the thing. In some ways, you feel sorry for the owner, right? Because the owner signed some guy to a long contract and he way underperforms. And he's got to pay him, even though he's way underperforming. But if some guy signs a contract and he turns out to be a superstar and he improves more than it was foreseeable, they hold out and renegotiate their contract. So the owners lose both ways. I'm not saying the owners don't make money and everything like that, but you don't understand what I'm saying. It really should be. They shouldn't have the leeway both ways. Dinglebird. Oh gosh. Okay, so the Fever did their part by getting rid of their coach and general manager and got a new team. Now, can we get rid of Kathy Engelbert? Because she's part of the problem. Yeah, I feel sorry for the fans too. I want if you pay a season ticket or you just go to 5 games or two games or 1 games, you expect the stars to be playing. That's why I think going to 72 games is better. You thought those first 2 calls were going to wreck the Super Bowl. Now, what was wrong with the first 2 calls? One was an iffy, I don't remember. That's just. Well, we're not sure the answer to that question. I'm afraid to say it's the whole 188 because it was unclear in the answer I got. But it's part of the 188. What should be done with Diamond Shields? Well, I don't know. What's her situation? How is going to 72 games adding to the problem? I don't understand. How is that adding to the problem? Going to 72 games adds to the problem. You're saying it makes it worse. How does it make it worse? At least give me a reason why if you're going to say it's adding to the problem. I think I'll do some more research tomorrow, but I couldn't get a straight answer on the internet. And I don't want to say something and then, say I definitely know about salary cap thing. But her salary cap was, I don't forget her salary. It was like 180 or 188 she was going to get paid this year. It doesn't matter. It was a lot. It was 180 or 188 or 178. Well, that's not gonna add to the problem, though. I don't agree with you. 72 games, it'll pretty much. You can probably, if you play the same time period, you can pretty much eliminate back-to-backs, and that's where part of the problem comes in. When you have 10 fewer games. Right. Um, I increased the amount of money they earn per game by over 10%. I'd have to figure that out. The television revenue doesn't change. So we're only talking about no, because they're going to lose revenue. And I think they should have to take a pay cut, like a 3 to 5% pay cut to make up for the 5 home games. Whatever the 5 home games come out to be is a percentage of the income in the NBA is. The players take the pay cut in exchange for dropping 10 games. It's not going to be that much money. You're making $50 million, you drop 2%. So now you're making 46 million, whatever. You know. I don't know. That's the only solution I have is to go 10 fewer games. And Adam Silver talked about playing 40-minute games. What do you guys think about that instead of 48-minute games? That would, if you did that, you don't need 15 players anymore. I'm not even sure you need 15 now, but you're going to have shorter games. The bench is less important. I know people have the patience to watch a football game. He was talking about how, he wants to get down to 2 hours instead of 2.5 hours or whatever, 2 hours and 20 minutes, because people have short attention spans. But maybe if it's a 40-minute game, they'll play it a little bit more intense. Maybe maybe that makes it better too. I don't have a problem with a 40-minute game. I'm not sure it'll solve the problem, but maybe it'll help. Maybe they should do both. Yeah, with a cap, Major League Baseball should have a cap. It doesn't seem fair to the smaller market teams or the poorer teams. I don't understand why they don't. All the sports have a cap. It's just it's just kind of weird. Like, let's forget about soccer for a second because I don't know what it is in soccer, but the other three sports all have a cap. Well, how does baseball not have one? It just seems strange. But I agree with the cap. They should have a cap. No fully guaranteed contracts. Oh, they used to have very few guaranteed contracts in football. Now they have more, especially the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks get more and more guaranteed money than they did 30 years ago and 40 years ago and 50 years ago. Yeah, we don't like guaranteed contracts in the Fever, but we got rid of one today. I don't care about Major League Baseball either. I'm just saying I think they should have a salary cap. So what's her name? What's her name? Oh, Christy Walsh. Isn't her salary only like $65,000 or something like that? So that's not costing them very much. So they'll probably keep her. 65,000 is a big difference between that and 180,000 or whatever. So she's probably just going to be like the 12th person. She gets playing time when there's blowouts, which there should be. It'd be interesting to see if Jaylen Brown makes the team, or whether they got 2 second-round draft picks. The third-round draft pick's not going to make the team, but let's say they got 2 second-round draft picks. One of them may make the team. They may sign a free agent for people say they need a center. Do you guys think they need more height up front, more bulk up front in the Fever? I don't know if they need another player for the front line or not. It seems to me they have enough, but yeah. I can read you what I got on and ChatGPT. Yeah, Haley Van Lith is playing well. Will she last to what do they have, like the 19th and the 20th pick? So will Haley Van Lith last to the 19th pick is the question. I would draft her. If she outplays Jaylen Brown, then she makes the team. If she doesn't, I'm slacking on videos. I put 3 videos up today. What are you talking about? Rob was on vacation. He's on vacation. She had to travel to New York to find. Then he had to fly overnight. Then he came back and he has family with him. He had jet lag, so he didn't record any videos for like 3 weeks. I put one out about Vince Lombardi. I got 57 views or whatever. Really? Haley Van Lith not being drafted? No, she'll be drafted. There's 3 rounds. That's 39. That's 39 people, right? Haley Van Lith will be drafted. That's insane. She's playing almost as well as Paige. She doesn't have the potential of Paige because I think she's only 5'8" or 5'9", right? She's not that tall. For one-on-one boxing, boxing Bulldogs, that's Katie Lou versus Napheesa Keller in one-on-one. Napheesa Keller is probably going to win the whole thing. Paige and Juju are way overrated. Well, they're definitely overrated. Whether they're way overrated or not, I don't know, but they're definitely overrated. By some people, they're way overrated, right? But in general, they're probably just overrated. Some fanatics who say stupid things like, "What have I heard? Oh, what was that comment?" Like they implied that Caitlin Clark shoots 40 shots a game again. We didn't do a video today because Rob was busy, but I'll do it on that. I haven't watched the Unrivaled game yet. I watched some highlights. I'm sorry, I didn't get excited about that. All right. Katie Lou is playing Callie. Callie will smoke her. What? Katie Lou isn't even. What? She's like an inch taller than her. What's Callie? Like 6'2"? Callie is faster. She plays way better defense. She's got a turnaround jumper. I won't. It was a good game. All right. Oh, I watched the last quarter of South Carolina, Texas, and it was a good quarter. I watched the fourth quarter. I was cooking before that, and then I noticed it was on, and I watched the fourth quarter just as my friend arrived. One of my friends arrived, and it was pretty good. I was afraid South Carolina was going to pull it out because I don't like Dawn Staley. So anytime they lose, supposedly they weren't going to lose another game this year. Well, that happened. So we'll see. They could still win the championship. Both games they lost were away games. So, excuse me. I will play tonight at 8. So I will say that they lost both their games were away games. They haven't lost any home games, but because that game was in UCLA, then he lost that one. But yeah, I wonder what the rankings came out today, right? Don't they come out at like 1:00 on Wednesday? I didn't look at them. Did you guys look at the rankings? All right, let me pull them up just for the fun of it. Ooh, South Carolina. Okay, I'll pull this up. Okay. I'm going to increase it here so you guys can see. All right. Let's see. Preset. Share screen. Share. Okay, so those are the rankings that came out today. Tennessee's 15th. You can't see it, but looks like UConn dropped to 7th and South Carolina dropped to 4th. And Texas is now above South Carolina. Notre Dame's LSU's up to 5. Well, they only have one loss. I guess that makes sense. Nobody cares about the college basketball rankings. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. All right. TCU 11th. Oh, they lost this week. Oh, yeah. North Carolina State. You guys are really this one-on-one contest. How did they seed the? Did they seed them? Did they seed the player? Did they pull them out of a hat, or did they seed the players? Did he really say that? That UConn would drop out of the top 10? Yeah, I can see Collier being seen number 1. I wonder who did the seeding. She runs the league. Mick's missing his drugs. I don't like to talk bad about other YouTubers because it makes it look like I'm just doing it. But man, he's got some bad takes. And he says so much factual information that's wrong. He doesn't edit his videos. He just rambles on about things. I don't know, man. Yeah, I didn't research it, but I'm assuming they were seeded. Otherwise, you could have the 2 best played in the first round, so they have to kind of guess. Iowa, Nebraska tonight at 8. Yeah, I do research for my videos. Not depends on the video, but not every one of them, but a lot of them. I do research before I even sit down with Rob and talk about what videos we're going to do. Sometimes I have to stop in the middle of a video and look something up because I don't like to give factual information that's incorrect. How can it be factual if it's wrong? No, did I say factual information that was wrong? What did I say? Did I say that? Yeah, I don't understand when he sleeps. Because he supposedly watches all these games, but I don't believe he watches the games that he says he watches. I think he watches the highlights or the fourth quarter and then pretends he watches the game. I don't know. I can't see how he has time to watch the games. Yeah, I do research on past live comments too. Yeah. Yeah, he at some point he's gonna. Wouldn't he have burned out by now? My God, he's been doing it nonstop for like 6 months. It seems like one day in the middle, near the end of the season, I think he put out. I counted. He put up 21 videos. 21 videos in one day. 21 videos. The most we ever put up is 6, and they were like all like 8-minute videos. I know, and I think he's. I think he said he gets sick too. He runs and gets sick. His body's run down, probably. Really? That's not good. You know, you can have strokes even at young age. You can have small heart attacks and stuff like that. You're not invincible just because you're young. Your chances are a lot less than if you're in your 50s than you're in your he's in your late 20s. But it's not good for your body. God invented whiskey to stop the Irish from taking over the world. I don't think they were ever going to. Anyways, I'll get rid of this. Nobody cared about the rankings. I thought that was interesting. By the way, Toby Fournier. What the heck is this? Hello? A recorded message from a congressman. All right, let me take this down because you guys didn't care about it. All right. And I thought the rankings coming out was interesting. I don't know. I had a friend who wouldn't listen to me. Now, he was older and a little overweight, and he was drinking more than I realized he was drinking. But he was working. He said he hadn't taken a vacation in 20 years. He was working like 7 days a week. I said, you got to take a vacation. You rest. You're going to have a heart attack or a stroke. He had a pretty good sized stroke and couldn't practice law anymore. He was in his early 50s. He couldn't speak anymore. So I didn't, well, I guess he could practice law, but I haven't, your body can only take so much. He's lucky he's in his 20s, because if he was a couple decades older, he probably would have gotten a reaction already. Yeah, Fournier she is the leading scorer and rebounding on the team, and she plays the 7th most amount of minutes, and they won't start her. Like the coach won't start her. It's like, why don't you just start her? She's your best player. I don't understand. Is it such a blow to someone's ego that they don't start, that they should be starting over? Yeah. I don't know if she's dunking the ball or not. I know she could dunk, but I haven't seen her dunk in the college. She might turn into a really good player. She wasn't big recruited because she didn't have any outside shot game, but yeah, she dunks at 6'2", easily dunks. Although I haven't seen her do in a game in college. That means she hasn't done it. I guess I could Google that. Yeah, she's the Canadian at Duke. Initially, she was supposed to go to Florida. I think the University of Florida. And then she changed her mind and went to Duke. She's only been playing 2 years? Yeah, she doesn't have much of a shot on the outside. It's all around the basket. And her form wasn't great, but she can play defense. She's very athletic. And I think she's going to be a star. If she's only been playing 2 years, she's learning pretty quickly. She kind of has a weird stance where she, I don't know, her back's bending over or something like that. She's kind of like awkward stance, but yeah, I don't think her free throw shooting probably isn't very high. I didn't look at her stats recently, but yeah, she's someone to watch. Nobody's talking about her. I knew about her because I saw a video about her dunking, and so I was keeping tabs on her. But so the question is, who's the best player on UConn? Madison Booker? Yeah, she didn't shoot that well last game, but she's a good player though. She seems feisty, and I like the competitiveness of Madison Booker. She seems to have a good all-around game. Katie Lou coming back. Is this news? They're going to re-sign her for a lower contract? That was a possibility that they could re-sign her for a different contract. Yeah. So Sarah Strong, is she better than Paige? Is a question. She's a very mature freshman for her game is. Oh, she's on. Okay, I thought you said Kaylee was coming back, like she's coming back to the Fever. It's possible they can re-sign her to a new contract if she agreed to the buyout and stuff like that. They can. They could say, okay, look, we can't keep you at 180. You're not going to get any playing time, but we can keep you at 90 or something like that because we need 90 to sign somebody else or something. They could do that. But she doesn't want to be on the Fever with not getting playing time. I think she'd rather play for a weaker team and get some playing times because sitting on the bench sucks. Yeah, you win a championship and you're the 12th man, but you didn't play all year, so you didn't feel like you contributed. So I don't know. I think she should play for a mediocre team or something like that and get some playing time. So I think the Fever got the best team in the league. Vegas doesn't think so, but Vegas also had the Chiefs favored by 1. They also have Juju Watkins as the favorite to win Player of the Year, even though she's now played by probably 3 other players this year. So, yeah, Taurasi sat on the bench. I know. Well, she didn't sit on the bench the first few games. She started. She sat on the bench when the semifinals and the finals came around. The elimination game, she sat on the bench. Only 4 remaining players from last year. Is that right? If Katie Lou's, Christy Wallace, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, and Lexi Hall. That's 5. That's 5 because Christy Wallace, unless Christy Wallace got waived in the last hour. I think that's 5. Yeah, that's true. Like Scottie Pippen, grew 5. Supposedly Michael Jordan grew 5 inches between his sophomore and junior in high school, and Dante, so that's 6. So there's 6 players left. If Christy Wallace doesn't get cut somehow, they buy her contract out. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be the 12th person. Christy Wallace isn't going to get playing time. She shouldn't have got much playing time last year, but somehow we had this coach who thought she was a lockdown defender who should start. I was flabbergasted that she kept starting her. Like a half a season, she started her. Yeah. Hidalgo will be Player of the Year, according to Mark. I agree with you. I think she's going to win. I don't think you're in good conscience you can vote for Juju Watkins. She'll get some votes, but she shouldn't get any votes. And Paige definitely shouldn't get any votes. Yeah, Dantas came back from an injury. She's probably a little bit better than we think she is. And she's not starter material, but she fits in with Caitlin Clark in the sense that she can hit the 3 and stretch the court, but she can't run that well. I love Hidalgo. I love that feistiness to her. Dantas needs to lose weight because she's not naturally quick. So the extra weight slows her down even more. Same thing with Aaliyah Boston. She's not naturally quick either. So she can't afford to be overweight. Same thing with Katie Lou Samuelson. She, I'm not picking on her because she had a baby, but she can't afford to be overweight either because she's not naturally quick. So, what happened? And did Nafisa Collier crush Katie Lou Samuelson? Shakira Austin versus Chelsea Gray. I don't know enough about Shakira Austin. Yeah, they started voting for Juju as Player of the Year in Game 2, even though she started out the year slow. At least Asia Wilson started out the year hot. the joke that I have is that I've already voted for Caitlin Clark for MVP this year because they moved the goalposts, so I moved them even further. I personally have a hard time comparing bigs with guards because you can use your eyes, but the stats are really hard to, you have your all you can use is your eyes, and the stats throw you all off in that one. That's why if you want to vote for Lauren Betts, fine, but I would vote for Adana Hidalgo right now. And I don't know why Vegas doesn't like Tania Latson. I don't know why they don't like her. I've watched her play, and she plays defense too. She can pass a little bit. She can get her own shot, and she's played well against the better teams. So she stepped it up against the better teams, unlike Paige and Juju. Mick versus Rob, one-on-one first rounders for YouTube. So I have an idea for a new show, and to change this live show slightly if we do it at the same time. I might do it a different day of the week. So you guys are all older, most of you anyways. So you remember the sports reporters? So I was thinking of doing a show like the sports reporters. I'll give it a better name, like Caitlin Clark Spotlight or something like that. And I would invite other YouTubers on as guests, and we'd have an hour panel and talk about Caitlin Clark, unless there's some really big news in the NBA or men's college basketball, like the NCAA tournament, or football, in the football playoffs. And I would devote it mainly to Caitlin Clark, but start it when the season starts in May. Ock Nation has agreed to do it. So I would do, I haven't decided yet, but I would do like an hour live show and then an hour of that thing. And then you guys could even ask questions. We'd have some questions ready, but if the audience could have some questions and you guys could type them in for questions and then have the panel discuss it. And I try to keep it down to like 3 or 4 people and just have a little panel discussion and do an hour long, and mainly on Caitlin Clark, because that's where the ratings are going to be and that's what people want to talk about. But if something big is in the news, I would cover it too. A green screen? Oh, yeah. I could change my camera angle. I could put something up. I could put a poster over that. The green screen, yeah, I could put a poster over that. Michael Jordan poster over that. Or a Caitlin Clark poster over that. So Boxing Bulldog, I got 1 vote for Boxing Bulldog, voted for my idea. You'll buy me a picture? I can get them on Amazon pretty cheap. The problem is that it's hard to get the right size. They're all they're hard to get that size. Not one of the Playboy centerfolds. I'll get one of Angel Reese for you, just for you guys. It could be but it could be terrible. It won't be terrible. As long as people don't talk over each other that much, it's good. It'll be good. I'm only going to invite, good guests. So, and you guys love hearing about Caitlin Clark. Who do I have in mind? All the people that you guys like, the ones that I think are good. I think Fly Hippie's good. I think Chicks Dig Stars podcast. Ben Daniels, I think he's good. Adrian Ross is good. Come on, Badcast. He's pretty good. Let's see. Black and White Sports 2, I don't think he's that good. but he's popular. Venom, yeah, you can make recommendations. It's a rotating panel, so there's no limit to how many people. You just invite them and say, hey, what week can you make it? And they could be on once a month or something like that. Rosalina. Let me see, Rosalina. I think I know who she is. Yeah, Frank B. Pope, I know who he is. He's good. Robin Lundberg is good. Yeah, Adrian is tolerable. I think she's bright. I think she has some takes that nobody else has. She has had observations that nobody else has had. So I have to give her credit. And that's, I think, because she knows basketball. She coached it and she played it. And I think she's a natural. She was a teacher. I think she has some basic intuitions that comes across. So I like her takes, except when she gets religious. That's it. I wish she would stop holding on that dumbass clip on Mike. Yeah, well, don't worry. No. Yeah, Quinta, she turned me off when she didn't support Caitlin Clark being on the Olympic team. Sorry. She turned me off a lot because I came across her video when that controversy was coming up. But she's pretty good, but I didn't like her take. I'm sorry. I don't like anybody that didn't support Caitlin Clark being on the Olympic team. I think if you didn't think she'd be on the Olympic team, then you didn't either didn't know basketball or you were being disliked Caitlin Clark for the wrong reasons. That was my feeling about that, about the Olympic spot. Quinn is a lefty? Oh yeah, I'm a lefty. You guys know I was a lefty? I don't remember telling you I was a lefty. Does she like the sky? I didn't really know. I haven't watched it. I would invite Mick, but I don't know if he might not be able to shut him up. She's also a Donald Trumper, is she? No. I don't know if Mick would join. He's so busy making videos. He'd probably say, I don't have the hour to spare. I got to make another 12 videos. He has all these hypotheticals. I was like, what are the? I don't understand what are all the purpose of all these hypotheticals that he has. He has like in every video he has like 5 hypotheticals. So, anyways, yeah, there's a bunch of, and then there's some really lousy ones. There's another one that someone told me about that he breaks down the videotape, and he was a young black guy. I forget his name. I heard someone said I only saw one of his videos. I thought was good. I can't remember his name though. He did a good job on it. I could tell he played basketball. I forget his name, but Carter Convis. Yeah, I think he's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, he's pretty good. His videos don't come up on my my feed though, so I've only seen him a couple times. Yeah, the guy in Black and White Sports too is very conservative, and he never says anything about Caitlin Clark critically. Like she can do no wrong. That's you can. That's I don't like that. I like it. You do to be objective and honest. Rudy is annoying at times. Is that the guy that does shout out podcasts? Which one's Rudy? Kevin David Jordan is real good. Okay, I'll save this thread and I'll try to look these people up. But I thought it'd be pretty cool because you can on StreamYard, which is what I use, you can put 6 people up on the screen. But I wouldn't put that many. I would never put more than 3 in a host. And I think the sports reporters had it right with 4 people. Black and White Sports 2. Which guy? The original guy? The original black guy, or the one that does Sports 2? The way. Yeah, he refuses to criticize anything Caitlin Clark does. I don't know. Like I said, I just have a little trouble with that. He doesn't see any shortcomings in her game or anything she ever does or says. No, I would have never invited anyone from ESPN unless it's like Jay Bayless, someone like him, someone smart and not biased. I don't think he'd come on. No. The guy, I think his name is Gary. He's on with Elle Duncan. He brings Elle Duncan back to reality, and he said, hey, he thinks the Fever are going to win this year. She goes, what? She couldn't believe it. I don't think Whitlock would come on. I think he's too big, but I would have him on. I think he has some really dumb takes and some really smart takes. That's what I think about Whitlock, and he's way too conservative for me, especially when he gets all that religious stuff. Sorry, I don't like the religious stuff. I don't need religion in sports. Even if I was religious, I wouldn't want religion in sports. Whitlock is the GOAT. Yeah, Whitlock said that Caitlin Clark played a dumb brand of basketball. Okay, so, all right, that's not a GOAT. Sorry. But he does have some good insights. Shakira Austin upset Chelsea. Was that an upset? Chelsea Gray can't run. I don't know Shakira Austin that well. What are these games to? Like 11? What do they play to? Like, yes, Whitlock can be very good, and he can be very bad. And so can that guy that he has on his show. Can be very good. He sees some very insightful things, and then he's saying like some really whack, stupid things too. Yeah. I will say, Chelsea Gray, from what I saw, I only just saw the highlights because of the Unrivaled, and she looks like she's still hobbled. Like she has not recovered from an injury, which was, I don't know, what month is this? February? 16 months ago? I think she's permanently injured. That's 16 months ago, and it's just a leg, ankle. What was it? Her ankle or foot or something? I don't think she's ever going to be the same player. I think she came back too early just to play in the Olympics, and I don't think it healed right. But I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I just think she looks hobbled to me. She can't, as Mick always says, she can't run. Bill Maher I like, but I understand why people don't like him. Doncic is funny. Doncic is that on? Who's the guy that does? Oh God, he hasn't come in my feed lately because I stopped watching. What was his name? He's conservative. I don't think Bill Maher is phony. I don't think he's phony at all. I think he says what's on his mind. He's straightforward. But Colin Cowherd is a far left radical. Doncic, is that the guy who played against Michael Jordan and when Michael Jordan got eliminated his last year and guarded him? Am I thinking of someone else? Isn't Doncic a conservative? Who is Doncic? Is he a former basketball player? Is he on that conservative station? what's that conservative station called? With who are those guys? Oh, they're really big. He covered Michael Jordan when Michael Jordan got eliminated his last year in college, right? He supposedly did a good job covering him. He's been living off that. Yeah, Outkick. Who's the head of Outkick? What's his name again? Who's the guy that started? He was a lawyer, actually. You remember his name? Outkick. What's it? Clay something? Clay Travis. Clay Travis. Okay. Clay Travis got all upset at these articles before the NCAA tournament, overly woke articles from like it's Wall Street Journal and New York Times or whatever, promoting women's sports, basketball, saying how popular they were. And he said before, Caitlin Clark's highest rated game, there'll be dozens of men's games that will be higher rated than Caitlin Clark's highest rated game. There was exactly 0 games that were higher rated than Caitlin Clark's highest rated game. 0 men's game. He said there would be dozens of them. He was so worked up about this article, about how popular men's basketball and men's football was. He said all these dumb things, and they were all wrong. I made a comment. I think I got deleted because I knew he was going to be wrong. That was the only time I think I watched him. I couldn't stand him. He came across like a jerk, but that's me. Fever need Griner. She signed with someone else. I don't know. Griner, I don't think Griner ever fulfilled her potential in the WNBA. It's just my opinion. She doesn't rebound well for her size, for one. And she doesn't seem to move that well anymore. Boston plays like a dwarf. I don't think she plays like a dwarf. I don't think she's 6'4". They showed a picture. She was standing next to Bonner, was listed at 6'4", and she was taller. She was shorter, and she's supposed to list at 6'5". Maybe it was a camera angle. You never know how tall these people are. I don't know why people don't just put the right height down sometimes. More fire. A little bit more fire from Boston. A little bit tougher. I think Howard and Duana are going to improve. And she's listed at 6'5". I don't think she's 6'5". No. I think Bonner and Natasha Howard will help develop Boston. I don't know. I think they're going to I think Boston's safe. I think she's learned to be a really good passer just from playing with Caitlin Clark. She was not the passer in game 1 that she was in game 40 from the top of the key. So she got better just playing with Caitlin Clark. And that's a big deal. That she can become a passer at the top of the key. It really opens up the offense. Yeah, I mean, this is only going to be her 3rd year in the league. You guys got to give her a break. she's the same age as Clayton Clark, too. I think she's a couple months older. But I think she had a late birthday or something. She started school early or whatever. Yeah, NaLyssa Smith is immature. That's the problem with NaLyssa Smith. And she's being controlled by an older woman who's like 4 years older than her. When will this take? I know. So I talked to Ak today on the phone. And I gave him the idea. He said he was in, and he thought it was a really good idea. And he said, he thought it would work well during the season, because there's more to talk about, obviously. So I don't know. I have to ask Rob about when he wants to start it. And I got to contact some of these people. Some of these YouTubers are hard to contact. Like, I have my email in my information thing up there, and it's anybody can email me. And not all these people have emails, or they don't answer their emails. So I don't know. Would you guys think it would work year round, or do you think it should only happen during the season? Do you guys have an opinion on that? Because that was. Oh yeah, I would get her on the show, but I don't know if she would do it. She's pretty big. She's got like 1 million followers. No, she's pretty smart too. She knows basketball. She played basketball. I think her opinions aren't strong enough, but she seems intelligent and knowledgeable. Just during the season? Aka's always right. No, I've shown that he was wrong. He said when the season started that Fly J Johnson is the best player in women's basketball in college. And I said, no, you're wrong about that. I said, she won't be. And she wasn't. Although she's up there. She's around tied for 5th with some other players. He also thought Caitlin Clark was the best player in the league since game 1. So he was wrong about that too. So, but he's a great guy. And he's smart too. Boston getting cooked. Rachel Demita. Rachel Demita is extremely pretty. Yeah, she's not a 10 for my taste, for my body type that I like, but her face is a 10. I don't know if she would do the show because she's so big. I think I don't remember how many viewers she has. She's been doing it a long time, so she built it up. And her looks help, I think. But she's been doing it for a number of years, her channel. It'll be full of white liberals and black conservatives. No, I'll ask her. I just said I don't know if she'll do it. I'll ask anybody. Oh, not a lot of shape. Not a lot of shape, but her face is gorgeous. No question about that. I'm with you on that one. She's got a good voice too. Yeah, she does a good job, and that's because I think she played college basketball, if I'm not mistaken. That's not my type. You guys like Sophie Cunningham and Cameron Brink and stuff like that. That's not my type. I'll leave it up to you guys whether you think I'm liberal or not. I try to be reasonable. That's what I try to be. It is true. I will tell you that a lot of the people that work for the public defender's office are like liberals or overly liberal, like overly woke. And a lot of the people that work for the DA's office were Republicans and conservative. I will tell you that. Sophie doesn't have that many curves for my taste. We need Kate Martin's girlfriend to be in the league. Then we would have the hottest person WNBA player. Femke Bol. Yeah, she doesn't do anything for me. I don't find her attractive. Yeah, she's an average-looking woman, in my opinion. Is this an older one or is this a newer one? An OJ? There's a new series on OJ yet? Oh, is the OJ series a new Netflix one? I can tell you, if I was on the jury and OJ trial was put in front of me, I would have voted guilty in a heartbeat without a hesitation. And it's a shame that he got found not guilty because the evidence was overwhelming. That's my personal opinion. Boston lost. Who did Boston play? These must be quick games. Kalia Copper? Oh, Copper's a really good player. Copper can create her own shot. She's one of the few players in the league that can create her own shot. That's not surprising. Copper can play defense, too. Yeah, Copper's probably one of the favorites, isn't she, for this tournament? I can see Copper going pretty far. I don't know who she plays next, but they show you what was left out of the trial. Okay. What was the thing that stood out the most that was left out of the trial? I know they didn't put the car chase in the trial, which they should have. That was a mistake. But it didn't matter what they put in the trial. That jury was not going to convict OJ. They were just looking for excuses to leave him, to not convict him. That was a biased jury, which is a shame. Your aunt was a hippie and always argued with you. Who's Pinhead? Not like Pinhead. No one beats that other mother effort. So isn't there a big matchup this week? Is UCLA playing USC this week? I don't know. You guys, hang on a second. I thought there were some good matchups this week. Oh. Let me see. I thought there was. Let's see scores. Isn't like someone? We got some big matchups coming up. Isn't Thursday night there's a game? UCLA plays USC on Thursday night at 10 o'clock on Peacock. I knew that. I knew there was a big game coming up. Texas is playing Kentucky that night too. Firmer was kicking ass, but other cops messed up. Yeah. He wasn't, to me, those people didn't understand DNA. That was, Lexi Hall doesn't have enough offense. I'm not sure how far she's going to go. Who she's playing? Howard? Natasha Howard, she's going to her new teammate. She has to play her new teammate. All right. Oh, Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard will win that game. He'll win that matchup. She's got more offense. And Ryan Howard can play defense too. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Let's see. You guys are fighting over Sophie? I knew a couple of you guys were going to be happy Sophie got traded to this team. I think she's a perfect pickup for this team. That was a great trade. The first round draft pick, I didn't like giving up, but I can live with it. I'm not sure who you're going to get at the 8th pick. I don't believe in mock drafts until the college season's at least over with. But some of these players can finish strong. What, about 2/3 of the way through the season? What is it? Because including the NCAA tournament, maybe they play like in the end. What happened to Carter? Kennedy Carter. What will happen to Kennedy Carter? I don't know. I'm surprised they allowed her back in the league in the first place, but she's a loose cannon. Plus Brown. Let me see. I got to look up something. Hang on 1 second, guys. Oh, that Brown. Oh, yeah. Brown looks athletic to me. I just, I'm just wondering why she hasn't been in the league and why her numbers are so small. Because you see her, I saw the highlights of her, and she seemed better than I think she wasn't even in the NBA, WNBA until last year. She graduated from college like 3 years before. This is Kate Martin's girlfriend. I think she should be in the WNBA. She's hotter than anyone in the WNBA. There's a bathing suit picture too? Oh, I didn't see it. Hang on. Where's that? Show more images. Let me see. Hang on. Oh, whoa. You mean that one right here? That's the one you want. All right. There you go. We need something from behind here. Okay. There you go. To see if she's got the perfect body. They're all from the front. Oh, well. Let's see. There's one. That's the closest they have from behind. There you go. I know her girlfriend does look young, doesn't she? I think she's like 22 or something like that. Anyways. She's a pervert, but we're looking at her. Angel was voted in a poll most hated than W. No. I don't know. Was there a poll? Well, Kate Martin is 24, right? Unless she's turned 25 since then. I know. She looks like a trophy wife. That's how good looking she is. She's the catch of the century for Kate Martin. Yeah. All you guys are wishing you could convince her not to be a lesbian anymore. Yeah, she's not as good looking as Femke Bol. Lexi playing that. Lexi can't really create her own shot that well. How is she gonna beat Ryan Howard? All right. Well, I want to avoid politics, so I'm not getting involved in that discussion. What did you guys think of the trade with the Lakers and Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis? That was a surprise. Doncic needs to lose weight. They should get the same nutritional doctor and stuff like that for him and Zion Williams. They should get him in the same room and just go over things with him. All right. Well, I'm trying to avoid politics. I'm trying to talk about the NBA, and you guys are talking about Trump. I've avoided that. Off to dinner. Okay, yeah, it's 8:00. I'm winding down here, guys. So let's see what moves they make in the next week. It doesn't appear that their roster is set. Well, they're not telling us what they're thinking, but I think they're doing a good job. They definitely know dummies. That's it. Just shows you. I think most of these moves are pretty fairly obvious that they've made. It just shows you how bad Dunn and Sides were, that they couldn't see how wrong they were about, how to run a team and who to play and how to coach a team and contracts and things like that. I understand that Dunn was supposed to be a really excellent coach, but she was a terrible general manager. And they just got her out of the contract that she screwed up on. I mean, she would have had Christy Sides their coach for the rest of eternity. Lexi coming back. What channel is this on? Is this on TNT? Is this one-on-one on TNT or is what? TNT. All right. Let me turn on TNT. I find Lexi very funny, and I mean very, very, very likable. Not necessarily funny, but fun and likable. In fact, the Fever has a likable team. Katie Lou Samuelson was likable. It's too bad that she just didn't play well.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam. But I think you've seen the expansiveness of our offensive game.
Brian Howard looked at least like an inch taller, right?
Three left it way short. Ball's got some room to fire. We come up on 3 minutes to go. Howard again. Did she get the ball? No. Get the proper bounce. Ball from the corner this time.
What is that? They can throw it to somebody else over to the side?
Getting to 11 points, the winning score, or whoever's leading after 10 minutes.
Uh-oh.
Moving on.
Oh.
Courtney Williams in the second round. Get your popcorn ready for that. Right time.
No, Lexi lost.
One-on-one.
I love it. This is so awesome.
Okay, Ryan Howard.
Yeah.
Ross.
Miami, make some noise for Ryan Howard, your winner. Ryan, you were hunting that three, but it wasn't
So I didn't think Oprah channel. All right. 12-7. She lost. All right. Yeah, I'm getting tired. So let's see what happens tomorrow. I wonder if Christy Wallace is still going to be on the team when the season starts. If they get enough over the cap, they could waive Christy Wallace and just pay her. Of course, it goes against the cap. They'd have to get enough, like 65,000 over the cap, and then sign a second round pick and develop a player or two. I don't know. Maybe this panel will be good in the offseason. I know there's always so much news in Caitlin Clark land because there's so much drama from the WNBA. Because these women are drama queens. So we'll see. Anyway. All right. So it looks like the idea about Caitlin Clark Spotlight, like a sports reporter show, is a good idea. So I just thought of that today. Rob liked the idea. All right.
Interesting perspective bringing up the Olympics as well as some of the layering you can do, Lisa, from 3-on-3 to Howard.
You watch many lawyer panel shows over the year. Rittenhouse trial was a big one. Anyway, all right. So, hey, there's 3 new videos out today. Make sure you guys watch them and like them and make comments, please. If you want to donate to this channel, there's super chats and super thanks. And I'll have some. We're going to record some more videos tomorrow, so we'll have some new videos out tomorrow. And we'll be back next Monday. And there's only like 96 days left or 95 days left to the start of the season. I think it was 97 on Saturday when we talked about it. Who's Nick Rikita? Who is that? Oh, anyway. Skylar Diggins-Smith and De'Erica Hambry. I'll take De'Erica Hambry on that one. De'Erica Hambry is deceptively good. She looks a little awkward when she moves, but she can play. So, all right. Anyway, okay. We'll see you later. And I'll see you next week.
Wow, that is good, but I just wanted to make sure my car has coverage.
Oh, you don't need me. You need like a good neighbor. State Farm is there.
The State Farm agent can help you choose the right coverage and the price is right.
State Farm sure has a lot of money. They give a lot of commercials. All right. See you later.